Now, I talk a lot about streamers that are pieces of shit, and for the most part, if it's not Adin Ross, you guys would agree. Like, the first comment I got on my last video was this, and by the next day, they turned into this. As if this guy doesn't know what hate watching is. But I am woman enough to admit when somebody is worse, and trust me, there is always going to be someone worse. If you think Adin Ross is bad, there is an unknown streamer out there that is slowly building their way up to be the next piece of shit everyone loves to hate, and we just don't know about it. That's probably why I said he's unknown. In this case though, there is nothing to love about a YouTuber gets arrested for throwing buckets of poo and other substances on train passengers, other than your love for him being arrested. Now when I read this, I did the Kyle's mom, what? But like mine were more spread out because I had to process what was being said. I was like, what? Throwing buckets of poo, what? And usually Dexter here has a link to an article they wrote about what they posted, but it wasn't under the tweet, but Google was like, hey, Mr. Plantation, it's right here. And apparently this YouTuber, Nike, is the one responsible for giving French people a bad name like Famosant. That's Italian. But over the past 5 months, he has done not 1, but 5 of these videos before they finally arrested him. He does only have a little over 200 subscribers, so I'm sure it wasn't easy to find his channel. But when you do, you will have a field day, because he links his Instagram, and if you scroll down to the bottom, this is who the fuck they arrested. This is your average troublemaker in France. This kid is the reason French people will never beat the stinky Frenchman allegations. What people do in your country for content is what homeless people get filmed for doing over here. I have never been in public and have been worried about someone dousing me in shit water like I just won a fucking championship. The worst we have to worry about is getting asked to be in a TikTok where they use us out of context so the whole internet thinks we're like a fucking terrorist or something. But back in France, where the stench isn't just coming from the cheese, this guy's first 2 videos start out innocent enough, meaning they don't involve poop yet, but the second video is a lot worse than the first one because they add cream and tomato sauce to their goop. But it isn't until the third video where we see the kind of ideas a person who asked for this haircut comes up with. Not only do they start by getting a bucket that's been sitting behind this exquisite French manor for who knows how long, but they also add a piece of shit because there's nothing more funnier than scat videos. If you guys really want a good laugh, then you go to Google and type in scat videos. But you can see by the time they're done mixing in everything, it looks like one of them sat over the bucket and shat out some of last night's French cuisine. Only a fucking YouTuber that isn't from America is still doing this kind of shit, no pun intended. 5 years ago, before the adpocalypse, yeah, maybe we'd find a rogue American trying to do this, but foreigners will always push the boundary of what they can do because they think the laws in their country reflect the rules on YouTube. I'm not saying France has laws that allow this, but this definitely wouldn't have gotten past part 2 if he did this in America. And even when it's someone from America like Johnny Somali or Ice Poseidon or whoever, they do this shit when they're outside of the US because they know they can get away with what they're doing a lot longer than if they were to do it here. Which is actually funny because Ice Poseidon did have poop thrown on him, and unlike all these French people just standing up and watching this dude run away, Ice and his homies chase down this guy and hold him down until the police get there. Now obviously some of the people were by themselves, but some of them get up like they weren't just drenched in a mysterious, disgusting smelling liquid. But his last video and where he does this is probably his worst because he gets full bags of dog shit and pours the whole thing into his bucket, this being uploaded 1 month before his arrest. And if you look at his other videos, it's not surprising that this is what he's known for. He has one video where he pretends to give away a fake PS5 with nothing inside, but the guy he gives it to never opens it and they just end the video. I'm surprised him being arrested was even linked to his YouTube because unless he said something, this wasn't something that was going viral. His most viewed one of these has like 24K, and I'm pretty sure that's just from everyone who's recently just heard the news. I know I compared this guy to streamers like Adin Ross in the beginning, but even I know with how much I dislike Adin, this guy is way worse in every way. Adin is still a piece of shit though, don't forget that, but it's going to take a miracle and then some to top this guy's videos, which by the way have ads on them. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.